In this video, we'll show you the best business model that you can use for mainly scaling your info business from 0 to 100K a month in an extremely profitable way. So just a bit of context on who am I and why you probably should watch this video or probably not. So I'm Matt and I'm from Italy, and my background is very simple. I'm an info business owner, and I managed to build an info business from 0 to 35K a month in the Italian market in less than 12 months, like in around 6-8 months. So the Italian market, it's one of the worst market that you can be in, and it was very, very hard to do it. But yeah, if you want to see my story, you can go on Charlie Morgan channel, and here you can find mainly how I scaled it. And my background is mainly, I have helped several customers in the Italian market to build an info business from 0 to 50, even 100K a month. And yeah, you can see them on our website, and yeah, that's it. And I have even built an entire acquisition course for Hamza, the YouTuber, and you can see here what he thinks about that. So you can watch his testimonial. So let's start and go directly to the point. So let's start with the basic fundamentals of an info business and the structure of it, okay? So probably you already know it, but I want to give you a different overview in it. So mainly in an info business, you really need mainly three things. The first one is traffic, which can be organic or it can be paid. So you can do ads, or you can do directly content or outreach. That's it. This is the three way you can get customer: paid, outreach, or content. There is no other way you can get sales calls, okay? So this structure, of course, is for mainly high ticket info business where you need to do sales call, you need to have sales team and all that stuff, okay? And that's actually the main three things that you need. So you need like traffic, which can come from an ad system, or you can do outreach. And after that, you need a sales system, which can be a sales team with a sales manager, with a setters, okay, something like that, with a sales process. And then you need a service delivery. So you need a service delivery system, which can help you to get to your customer result and mainly scale your business, okay? And these are mainly the three things that you need. But the problem is that many people, they kind of fuck it up, because many people probably have the problem in service delivery because they do one-to-one, or they kind of don't know how to build a good product or a good program, or how to keep their customer engaged. Or many people have problem with sales, or many people, they try ads because they don't know how to validate their offer with outreach, or they just rely on ads. They don't build an organic channel like outreach or social media, for example, YouTube channel or Instagram, whatever it is. And their business grows when the ads stop. So, you know, the info business like area and like model, it's very fragile if you do not build an entire system which is balanced on every side of it, okay? So right now, let's check the three stages that actually you need to go through for building a 100K a month info bit. So let's start with the stage one. The stage one is mainly when you do from 0 to 10K a month, okay? And look, these numbers here are very lower than in the US market, okay? So in probably the US market, I saw this with like few customers that have in the US market, or even people that work in the US market in We2 when I was in We2, when I was in EasyGrow, by the way, in the all masterminds that I did, that people can do really 20, 30K a month with a very high ticket offer, like 6K, 7K offer without a team, and do that completely alone, okay? So you can take this number as true, mainly for the Italian market, but if you're in the English-speaking market, you can do much better than I did, okay? So let's start with stage one. The stage one is when you have the Piscano, probably, don't know how to pronounce it. By the way, you really have, like, you need to see and image your business as a boat, okay? You have a boat, and where do you need to go with this boat? Do you need to cross the Atlantic? Do you need to cross a river? Do you need to, I don't know, cross the entire world? Okay, so the highest the goal you want to achieve, so the highest actually the revenue, or I don't want to say the profit, because the profit is very, very different from the revenue. And the business model that I will show to you is not, the goal is not to build the biggest canoe or biggest boat on earth, because usually with info business, and I saw this with mainly Sam Owens, that when you overstructure yourself, your business model breaks and actually dies out. Okay, so the goal is not to have the biggest canoe. The goal is to have the most efficient boat for profit, okay, not for revenue. So let's start with this range here, with this 10K a month. The only thing that you need to do, and the only structure that you need, the requirements, is really to have a very, very lean structure. And the only thing that you need is an organic acquisition system. So you don't need to do any ads, and you don't need to do any content in this stage, really. Like, people think that starting a YouTube channel in 6 months, they can fill up their calendar, which is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you can do it, okay? I have like a good friend of mine which is working in the English-speaking market, and he has an info business in the software engineering or data scientist area, and he's booking really, I think, 20 sales call per week after 2 months of YouTube. But he was in a blue ocean, okay, and he is very good in YouTube. He had like experience in videography, so you don't need experience in videography to be good in YouTube. But what I want to say that the dynamics and the variables of his market and the information that he had, they were so hot in that moment that he had a very, very huge growth. Okay, that probably will not happen with my channel, for example, because our industry is much more saturated than the data scientist one. Okay, so the big point on this is that you really need an organic acquisition channel, which is mainly outreach. Really, from 0 to 10K a month, you don't need to do any type of ads or content on social media. You just need to do it the right and have the right outreach system, okay? Then you just need a sales process, which is, I don't like sales scripts. I think they're weird. They're kind of awkward. And I prefer to see sales as a process, okay? And this was a big shift from David Dray, which was the head of sales of consulting.com. It was very, very helpful. I suggest you to watch some videos about it. Or if you want to know like the way that we use the sales process and how it works, you can drop a comment and we will share it with you. So, and then you need a really good product. The good product could be like coaching, so you can do one-on-one, you can do group coaching, you can do whatever you want. I suggest you to do done for you, done with you, or just coaching, okay? Group coaching, one-on-one coaching, that's perfect. That's really everything you need to do and make around 10K a month. And let's see, the structure is very simple, as you can see. You just need a source of traffic, which is organic outreach. And this can be split into, you can do DMs like on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or you can do this with email marketing. So there is few pros and cons with these two systems, but I will not go in detail with it because it will take really long. And in this video, I just want to show you the structure that you have, and later, if you're interested, I can show you more stuff and go more in detail on each system, okay? And then you just need a sales call. So you just need to book strategy session or sales call or discovery call, whatever you want to call them, and then deliver your service. That's everything you need to do. So one organic traffic channel, which books you sales call, and you close them and you delivered it. Okay, that's really everything you need to do, and you can do this by yourself. You don't need the help of anybody. You just need to do it. Okay, that's very, very simple. So when you reach 10K a month, what happens is that if you want to evolve, like many people, they just stay on the stage. Like most of our customers in Italy, they don't go beyond this because this is really nice. I mean, it's cool. The only problem with this is that when you are sick or like you don't have time for yourself, for sure, there is like a lot of downsides, but it's very secure because you don't have any type of investment risk. It's really, you don't have ads, you don't have a team, you don't have employees, and you do like 90% of profit. So it's cool. Okay. And yeah, it's nice to be here, but it depends on yourself what you prefer to do. By the way, if you want to evolve, and I love to evolve because I love to build actually systems and stuff, you need to build something like something more sophisticated, okay? Because think this process as to cross the entire Atlantic. Because this stage here, going from here to here, it's fucking hard, mate. It's really difficult because you need to build a product, first of all. Like to reach the 50K a month, the requirements are very, very different. So what I did here, I have marked with yellow all the different areas that you need to insert in this process, this one too actually. And I will show you how it works. So let's go the requirements. Okay, so you need an acquisition system, which is, I suggest always to have like organic. For reaching 30, 50K a month, you can do it with organic. With probably an Instagram or YouTube channel, you can easily do it. It's not like necessary to have ads in this stage here. And in any case, I really suggest you to reach 20, 30, 40, 50K a month just with organic. And then when you have that type of cash flow, then invest that in ads, okay? And I will tell you in a few moments why. So the biggest shift that you need to do here is to have a scalable product. And this is so important because here you can sell really high ticket. You can, when you start, of course, you cannot sell high ticket because you don't have the confidence to do that. But if you scale this system, you will see that you can really achieve this goal here with 2-3 customers, no more than that. And on this stage, the point is that you really need to build a scalable product. And the scalable product is mainly a program or a mastermind or whatever type of course you want to build or info product, okay? And the big point of this is that you will notice that if you start building the product, you cannot do the sales call, and you cannot manage your customers, and you cannot send emails or DMs and manage them. This is the big dilemma. This is really a thing. It was so painful to go through. And yeah, the big thing is to build a team. So you need to build an acquisition team, and the acquisition team is pretty easy. So the first things that you need to delegate is the email marketing system, which mainly we have an email marketing manager, which is just a guy which sends emails all the day, and he has mainly a bonus for each calls that he books. That's it, okay? And same thing with DM, we have directly a chatter, and in this way, you free up your time from this to tasks, and you are able to build the product and still doing sales call. But if the traffic is high, so if you have really 2 systems, you can really just keep one, you don't need 2, and then you still can do sales calls and build your product, or you can hire a sales guy, so you can start to build a sales team. So here it really depends, it's dynamic. There is no like rigid structure to follow, because it really depends on you, what you do, what you don't like to do. If you don't like sales, if you prefer to build the product, then of course find, if you can, a sales guy. So it's very important in this stage to be dynamic, okay? So you don't need to be rigid. You need to feel your business, you need to feel what's happening and actually adjust it, okay? This is so important to understand, that you really need to start to feel what is working, what it's not, and what is the best thing to do now for your business, for actually your long-term success, okay? And yeah, the other thing to build is the product. And actually in this stage, this is why it's so hard. This is why I'm telling you this stage here is the stage where you build the fundamentals for scaling to 100K a month plus. This is so important because many people, what they do is that they scale directly from here without building this type of infrastructure. They just build, for example, an acquisition system, which is mainly ads. They build it and their systems, they just go broke. Their product sucks, or the sales team is kind of crazy, or they just start to relying on ads. I don't know, your Facebook business manager get banned, so you don't receive any traffic for 1 month. And it's not about profit in this case. It's mainly about the consistency of the business and the morale of your sales team, of your team. Okay, so it's very important to have good morale, because if you have, and I saw this with our customer, which the morale was always up and down, and this caused a very, very stressful environment, which on the long term destroys completely your business and mainly kind of destroys actually your team. Okay, so it's very important to understand that this stage is crucial. You need to go through this building phase before to scaling to 100K a month. You cannot do that, because the hard part here, so what I did personally, I did not build all together, of course. I started to delegate for example, the chatting, and I started to delegate the email marketing, and then I started to delegate the sales call when I was building the product. And I was not doing social media, I was not caring about it. I completely delete social media, okay? So when I built the first product, I started to build the social media area, okay? And then shifting the shutter from DM to managing the inbound we mainly use Instagram in the Italian market. We are not so attached to YouTube as the US is, or the English speaking market is, by the way. What happens here, as you can see, you start to have a machine, okay? You start to have an organism which works for you. You are not anymore the guy which is doing everything, okay? And you start to build assets. Your email marketing is an asset, the DM is an asset, the sales team is an asset, and you have a social media channel which is an asset, okay? And you can see after 3, 4, 5, 6 months of using this this process, this system, that you will reach a limit. This is what we mainly had. We reached a limit in the Italian market with this system, because you cannot grow it to more than that. I mean, it gets stalled. I see, for example, in the US market, Charlie Morgan, which is mainly building his entire acquisition system, mainly, if I'm not wrong, 60-70% of their sales come from YouTube. Okay, but this is a singular case. It's not predictable, because there is so many variables that, for example, I'm not super cool in doing YouTube videos, okay? I'm very, I don't know how to explain that, probably boring. And so I cannot use the same strategy as a person which is very, very good in YouTube. Of course, if you're amazing in YouTube and your channel works as a beast, absolutely, you can focus only on that, okay? But what happens if your channel does not grow? What do you do, okay? So it's very important. I like to have diversification in my business, to have different system that balance the traffic. In this way, if something happens, for example, if my email marketing system gets broke, I don't care, because I have social media and DMs that fills the calendar, okay? So this is mainly the overview of this stage. And yeah, you can absolutely build, you can probably in the English speaking market, you can go even to 100K a month just with this system. The cap in the Italian market, in smaller market, it's absolutely 30 to 40, 50K a month, no more than that. I never saw a guy or, by the way, someone doing more than that. And yeah, so what happens now is that you have to do just this very soft stage, which is absolutely not that complicated, because you have already built your fundamentals, man. And this is the very, very cool part. Because when you build the fundamentals, you can really then start scaling it until it breaks, okay? So this system here, when it starts breaking, you understand that you need to put more fuel on it. And this is the stage in which you start to mainly do 2 things. So when you have, for example, around here in your front-end product, around 100, 200 customers, you will notice 2 things. First of all, many customers which have got resolved with you, they start to ask you for an upgrade, for something new, okay? And the other thing that you notice is mainly that the organic, if you have a normal social media, if you are not like Alex or Mosi, okay, in social media marketing, and your DM and email marketing system, they get not less efficient, but you see that the business could grow faster. And for this reason, you need ads. This is the only way that you can really boost and show like huge amount of traffic. And the cool thing about ads is that they boost your social media like platform, because when you do ads, your social media channel grow. Okay, this is so amazing. This is like a compound effect that, for example, I saw this in Sam Owens, that he said, actually Charlie said it one time, that like he came out in 2022 and saying, oh, we don't run ads anymore. Yeah, but why you don't run ads anymore? Only because like you're sad? No, because for 8 years, they have spent millions, okay, a year in ads. And they have built this amazing brand and this amazing like YouTube channel and audience. And yeah, that's the mainly reason why they did not run ads anymore in 2022, and they have filled their front end and back end masterminds mainly, because they grew an audience which was absolutely, I think, 80 or I don't know how much. By the way, it's really not calculable because there are too many variables, but was absolutely impacted by their ad spend. Okay, so it's important that you understand that ads, it's a boost for your social media organic strategy. So this structure here is, it's very lean, because I really love to have simple things. Like when I see something that works and it's very efficient with no complexity, I don't know, I get happy and I start to cook probably pasta, okay? So the big point here is to mainly build 3 things. Let's check them. So first of all, you need a scalable product. This is very important. So a scalable product, 2 of them. You need a back-end product. So you have already your front-end product, which is working fine. And then you need an upsell, okay? Because an upsell mainly helps you to do 2 things. First of all, you will for sure close on this stage here, people and customers, which they were not really the right fit for your product, but they were absolutely a good fit for your skills. What I mean by that? I mean that usually the front end, it's a product that helps beginners or intermediary person or people which have, let's say, it's a ticket around 2, 3, 5K or 10K, okay? So usually they are not, let's say, very experienced people, okay? And you will see this, that probably in your front-end product, you will have 20% of the people which are very experienced and are in a sort of advanced position, and 80% of, so the big like part of the customer are more beginners, or not beginners, but people which are on a lower level. For example, we don't help in Italy beginners, like people which want to start from zero their own business. We already help actual business like freelancer, self-employed, or business owners. So, and you will notice that it will be much better to sell them a product for them, which helps to solve their exact problems, okay? And that's actually what you need to do. So it will help you to mainly distribute better the traffic, okay? And actually start selling a product which is much high ticket than your front end, and start upselling the customer which are happy with your first product. So this is the reason why an upsell is so important, and it should be scalable. You can do some sort of done with you here, but you really need to need to think about it, because the worst thing that I did in this stage here is to add another product which was a sort of done with you. It was very high ticket, but it was a mess because it had too much complexity, and he drew all my attention from mainly the main thing, so the important part. So I really don't suggest you to do it done for you or done with you here. Coaching, it's the best thing. So when you have your second product, so then you can start to build your ad channel. And this can be YouTube ads, Facebook ads, really depends. If you have an audience on Instagram, Facebook ads, it's the best thing to start with. If you have your audience on YouTube, then you can start absolutely with YouTube. I see that in the info area, in the English-speaking market now, YouTube, it's very hot, so probably you can start with that. And what you need here probably is a setter. This is not always true. Depends a lot how you book how your funnel is. If your BSL it's really long, if it's short, if you need to profile better the prospect before the call. So this is a variable which can happen sometimes. And the big difference between this system here and this system here is that this one is fucking scalable, fully scalable, sorry. And what I mean by that, I mean that here, if you need to scale this system here, you need to double the amount of person which are using it. So if you want to book more DMs, you need to have more chatter. And more chatter means more complexity and more problems. Same thing with email, okay? And here, I don't talk about social media because social media is mainly unpredictable. For this, I don't like to rely it. I have it. I have an Instagram page with 50K follower, and it was really, really good investment, absolutely. But I cannot rely on it because it's not predictable. And here, the only thing that you need to do for increasing the sales calls with this system here is just increasing the ad spend. That's it. So this is the main reason why before you go to the ads, it's so important to have the structure here, because mainly for two things. The first one is that if you rely only on ads, you mainly will have problems if you don't have, for example, a YouTube channel or an Instagram channel and you start to do ads without that, or you have a very, very unique and special offer with a lot of testimonials on your BSL, then probably can work. But I cannot explain really how much it can help having a very 3, 4, 5 videos on YouTube or 10 posts on your Instagram where you show some testimonials and what you do, because it really helps so much. Because look, when someone looks your ad and they book a call for you, the first thing that they will go to see is your website and your channel, okay? So if they pass 1 or 2 hours of their life watching 1 of your or 2 of your YouTube videos and they join your call and telling you, oh, I saw your YouTube videos and I really like them, enjoy them because you are talking about this topic, you really I cannot really explain how the call much better will go, okay, than a person which is oh yeah, I saw your ad, I'm here just to know what you have to offer. Okay, so it's very, very important to have this build-up channel here, and why you need to start to mainly build it here, okay? Let's make this one yellow. Oops. And yeah, that's it mainly. And the other thing is having already the seller or the sales team already. The last thing that you want to do is showing a new sales team with ads, with paid traffic, that you pay $300 or $500 for one call, and you have an unexperienced sales team, and they start to blow up your sales call, and you start to really blow up your budget. Mainly, that's it. So this is another reason why I really love to build the sales team before. I mean, sales team 1, 2 guys. You can again. 100K a month is not that much. You can reach 100K a month just with 1 sales rep, and you can do strategy session 2 if you like it, or just with 2 sales reps. That's it. Okay, I saw in the English market with a 10K ticket, a sales rep can easily do 100K a month in revenue, just 1 sales rep. Okay, so it's absolutely, again, depends a lot on the market, depends a lot on the ticket that you sell. And in the Italian market, unfortunately, is very, 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 very hard to have a 10K or 15K ticket, because, yeah, again, in Italy, people are not that rich as in other countries. So that's mainly the average structure that I really suggest to you, and all these steps that you need to follow to mainly build a very, very solid acquisition system, which will not break if one of your system breaks. Okay, of course, in this case, again, ads, it's one of the most important. On the long term, social media will be, if you get good in making content, on the long run, social media will bring you more traffic than ads, absolutely. But when you start, so in the first 1-2 years, ads is absolutely essential. So from ads is everything, and let's see you on the next video.